Alright, today's video is a tag, but before we get into that, I'm going to read out of my Encyclopedia of Spirits yet again, and we will learn about, these are a lot of barons. I'm starting to wonder if all these barons are all the same person, because we got Papa Legba and Baron Samedi and all that. This is Baron Simatiere, which I can translate means Baron Cemetery. So joyful. Baron Simatiere is a grand magician, master magus, and healer extraordinaire. He holds court in the cemetery at midnight. He is part of a triad of magicians with his comrades Grandbois and Maître Carrefour. Traditional lore suggests that in order to receive Baron Cimetiere's blessing of healing, magic, and knowledge, one must first propitiate Maître Carrefour. It is not as simple as it sounds. Maître Carrefour, aka Master Crossroads, is a dangerous and wily spirit. Okay, so you don't really learn that much about Baron Simatiere. Yeah, it's kind of cool. Just imagining like 4 spirit men in a cemetery doing magic and shit. Sounds pretty dope to me. Alright, so today is the numbers tag. I was tagged in this by Sam. Thank you, Sam. She is Green Eggs and Sam Books on YouTube. If you want to check her out, I will link her below. So, it's pretty straightforward. I did write them all in a notebook because I can't remember all the questions off the top of my head. The first question is, what was your first YouTube video? I'm pretty sure the first one I recorded was a review for Vicious by V. Schwab. Pretty sure that was the first one I ever did. I could look back, but I don't feel like it because I'm pretty certain of myself. The second question is, favorite top 3 books from last year? Vicious would be one of them because I absolutely loved it, and it was one of the books that brought me back into reading. Also, The Mask of Mirrors is a really good one. Loved it. Recently read the sequel. Just as good, if not better. And I mean, there are a whole bunch of other ones, but I figured I should put in a book that like I still will defend. I will defend the honor of this book for as long as I live. And it's the Southern Book Club's Guide to Slaying Vampires. It was so good. It was disturbing, and I would probably reread it. I mean, I own it, so yeah, I'll probably reread it, but great books. Still have very fond memories of all of them. Alright, question number 3 is, how many books did you read last year? So I read 61, but my goal was 55, so I think I did pretty good. I also would not count a lot of different things, but I'll get into that later. Question number 4, how many books have you given 5 stars to? So according to Storygraph, I have given a grand total of 42 books 5 stars. But I think it's important to note that I didn't have a Storygraph or Goodreads for a very long time. And when I did, I wanted to like put the books that I had read before, which are all books that I read when I was younger or ones that I read a long time ago that I couldn't quite remember. Like all of the Lightning Thief books, Percy Jackson ones, I gave them all 5 stars. The Hunger Game ones, I gave them all 5 stars. All of the Gregor the Overlander ones, I just kind of added them and I was like 5 stars. 5 stars everywhere because I love them. So I do need to reread those and the ratings will probably change on them. But yeah, so far 42 books, 5 stars. Question number 5, how many books are you currently reading? Currently I'm reading 2, but most of the time I'm only reading like 1 at a time. I don't know, it's weird. Like sometimes I'm only reading 1, sometimes I'm reading 1 book, a manga or a comic book, an audio book. I won't read 2 physical books at the same time, at least not usually. It's pretty rare. But yeah, currently 2 books. How many pages are those books? So one of the books I'm reading is a physical book and it is 452 pages, and another book that I'm reading is an audiobook and it is 12 hours long. I don't actually know the length of the audiobook in pages. I only know it in hours. Question number 7, do you have a reading target? Yes. My reading target this year is 70 books. Am I on track? Is the next question. Yes, I am. According to Goodreads, I am ahead by 8 books. And this is where I want to talk about how last year I had my goal set at like 55 and all that. So for me, books was like physical books. That's it. Because I just thought that that was what that meant. But the more I kept doing YouTube and even Bookstagram now, the more I was like, oh, wait a minute. Audiobooks count, ebooks count, comic books, manga, anything, right? So I put my goal up to 70, and now I'm like, maybe I should have maybe even made it higher, because now that I am reading more manga. It was one of my goals to try and read more manga, and I'm also counting more of the things that I just randomly read, like the books that I read on Wattpad too. I add those in as well, even if they aren't like actually set on Storygraph. I just add them in myself because I'm like, well, it is a book. It's something that I read. So yeah, I'm reading a lot more than I thought I would. Question number 8. How long are your videos? This is a tough one because I don't think I have a set length for them. Sometimes they can be like 9 minutes. Sometimes they can be an hour. For a while at the beginning of the year, I was mostly doing those like hour-long vlogs because I thought that I would enjoy doing that. It was way more work than I wanted it to be. But yeah, I think typically now maybe what I put out is more like between 9 minutes and like 30 minutes. Question number 9. What's your favorite number? I love the number 8. I don't know why. Well, maybe I do. I like picked an arbitrary... There's so many things that as a kid I just kind of picked because I was like, someone told me that I should have this. Like my signature. I was told like, you know, you have to have a signature and it has to be the same every time. And my dad had this really weird like wiggle, scraggly signature. And he told me, he was like, well, you need to pick one and it needs to be the same every time. And I was like, okay, well, does it matter what it looks like? He's like, no. So I was like, okay, I'll just make a star. So I was like, fuck it, as it doesn't matter what it actually is, right? So there it is, there's my signature. And my number, same thing. Someone asked me what my lucky number was one day. I was like, 8? I just said 8, and ever since it's been 8, and that's it. And question number 10 is, do you have any books with numbers in the title? I need to go find that. Please hold. So I did find a few, and I also realized I don't have my copy of The Ninth Reign because I'm lending it out to someone because I'm forcing everyone to fucking read it. But The Ninth Reign is one of the books that I have that have a number in it. I also have The Wizard's First Rule, which technically is a number. It's numero uno. This is a book that Ryan wants me to read, and I still haven't gotten around to it. I have the Atlas 6, which this is the pretty Fairy Loot edition that I got. I have the 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn hardcastle, which I read this a long time ago. And I have the 5th season. Did all of these books have different numbers? Right? 1st, 6th, 7, 9, 5th? Yeah, all different numbers. 5th season is one that I intend to get to soon, but I'm also kind of intimidated by it because I've heard that it's pretty strange and hard to keep up with. Anyways, those are all my books that have numbers in them. And that is the end of this numbers tag. Once again, thank you, Sam, for the tag. I don't know who else to tag because I don't know. If you want to do this tag, please feel free to do it. It's pretty quick, pretty short. Hope you have fun, and I will see you next time. Bye.